Hi guys, this is Lalana. Thanks for tuning into the Sovereign Path. So today we're going to talk about, wounding. I'm not sure what I'm going to title this video. Basically what I want to talk about today is the perception, the sort of the belief, and I guess on some level, kind of the way that we're seeing this, which would be the perception, kind of the way we're seeing the Divine Masculine and the Twin Flame Path and our programs, our wounding, perceived woundings, our patterns, and things of that nature, and how all of those sort of blend together in this sort of belief system that I think we've all had at some point around letting go of the masculine, physical masculine polarity in order to shift, heal, detox, detach, all of the stuff that you guys hear me talk about all the time. So let's get into it. So when we're experiencing this path, we're experiencing a spiritual awakening. As you guys have heard me say hundreds of times, this is activating your spiritual awakening. It's activating you to go through the process of releasing the belief systems, the patterns, the subconscious programmings, the attachments, all of those things that have kept you, us, in suffering for this lifetime, for prior lifetimes. We have been having an experience of separation consciousness for however many lifetimes we've been doing this on earth. And now we are awakening to the truth of our sovereignty. We are awakening to our true consciousness and how consciousness operates. We are awakening back into unity consciousness, oneness, love, peace, everything, nothing, all at once. We are that expressing itself in form. So when we're talking about releasing the program, releasing our own patterns, releasing and or rewriting subconscious programming, all of the things that you guys hear me talk about all the time, we're talking about neutralizing polarity, coming out of the dualistic state, all of those things. And then at the same time, we're talking about, in order to do that on this specific path as a twin, is on some level releasing the twin, right? Letting go of the twin, releasing all of the things that have to do with romanticizing the twin, being attached to the twin, needing the twin to show up for us in certain ways so that we feel validated, seen, heard, wanted, worthy, all of those sort of things. So within that, we get this whole thing a little bit twisted. And you guys hear me talk about a lot, I guess, just from the comments that I have and from all of the coaching that I do, I hear a lot that the way that I am approaching this in regard to energy, in regard to being unconditionally loving and things of that nature are, I guess, somewhat different than what some other coaches are teaching. I'm not a proponent of detox. I'm not a proponent of detachment, the art of detachment. I am a proponent of non-attachment, and I have a video on that, non-attachment versus detachment. Just all of those things, anything that's promoting separation, sorry, there's stuff like all over me. Anything that is promoting separation and divisiveness is not what awakening is doing, right? Awakening, spiritual awakening, is pulling you out of separation consciousness and divisiveness and all of the programming that runs it. So I guess in that way, some of my teaching is potentially a little bit different than some other teachings. And potentially the reason that I bring that up is because this video may also may also fall into that category a bit. So this path isn't about releasing the masculine, right? It's not. I have some videos on that, as you guys know, people who have been watching me for a while. And, you know, I do talk about calling your energy back, but I don't talk about it in the same way, potentially, I guess, than others have understood it to mean, and things like that. And specifically, I am a proponent of being in a free flow state of energy, being in a state of unconditionally loving, being in a state of compassion, being in a state of oneness, all of those things that are unity consciousness, having an open heart space, moving from the heart again, remembering what that vibration is, grounding that vibration, coming into inner union again, right? So I don't promote detox. I don't promote, you know, all of the art of detachment kinds of philosophies and things of that nature. I move from a place of oneness on this path. I move from a place of love on this path, and remembering that we are love, right? That we are that we are the frequency of love, that we are moving from oneness. And so this is probably why I don't talk a lot about things that have to do with kicking the masculine to the curb and pushing the masculine away and ghosting, blocking the masculine, not communicating with the masculine, you know, having a belief system around that twins don't come into physical union and that's not their purpose, and the only purpose is to awaken you to come back into your sovereignty and all of that sort of stuff. It's not something that I talk about either. So again, the reason that I bring this up is because we're not talking about releasing the masculine. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what this is about. This is about releasing the programs and the patterns and the subconscious woundings, the inner child stuff, all of the woundings and all of the fucked upness that we perceive that we are. That's what we're releasing. That's what we're letting go of, right? And the masculine, per your soul, is reflecting that back to you in order for you to release it. We're releasing the things that have caused us pain. We're releasing the things that we have perceived that have caused us pain. That's the thing. We're releasing the program that promotes division and separation. We are releasing separation consciousness. That's what we're doing. That is what awakening is doing. So again, this is why I'm not a proponent of blocking the energy from the masculine, pushing the masculine away, not communicating with the masculine, thinking that this is something that you need to do fully and completely on your own as the feminine, not gender specific. And if you're not doing it on your own, then somehow that means that you can't come into inner union or to your full embodiment, which is the new phrase on the street these days. And so therefore, you need to just completely push them away and alienate them. And if they're not showing up in ways that you want them to show up, then that means they need to go on their merry way, and all of these things that you guys have heard me talk about a lot. First of all, we are creators of our reality, so everything is a reflection from within us. It's the reason that this whole path is about within. It's why it's what I'm constantly talking about. This is an as within path, right? Whatever we are holding within us is reflected out, right? It's pushed out and reflected back to us, and that's what we see, right? We are pure source consciousness expressing itself in form, right? In myriad and myriad of ways, right? We are everything and nothing all at once, experiencing itself in this illusory, dreamlike reality that we have chosen to experience. This isn't about pushing people away. It's not about that. This isn't about isolating the self so that you can somehow come back home to the self, so that you come into embodiment or sovereignty in that way. And that in order to do that, we need to, like I say, back up, detox, block, all of these sort of things from the essence of you. From the essence of you. The twin is the essence of you, the masculine essence of you, not just specific, energetically speaking. Do they get under your nerves? Yes, they do. Are they annoying as hell sometimes? Yes, they are. Are you annoying to them? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Is this something that we chose to come here and experience? Yes, it is. So this whole belief system that keeps going round and round and round of this has to do more with the way that it's brought through is it has to do more with as soon as I, push the masculine away and do my own thing and block and detox and make sure, that they're not in the field at all, and that's the only way that I can ascend, and it's the only way that I can awaken, and it's the only way that I can, come out of the program and all of these things, is to do it in isolation without them and all of this sort of stuff. This is one of these things on this path that just has never, ever, ever made sense to me, because it's not of the mind, but that teaching is coming from the mind. And none of this teaching, as much as I try to put it into words so that we can understand it, it's still understanding, right? It's still not of the mind, right? It's of consciousness. It's of being. It's of the truth of what we are. It's coming through you. Right? And as I said, I do my best to put these things into words so that we can have in this experience some sort of understanding of what we're doing and why we're doing it and why these things are occurring and why these things are happening. But in truth, in higher truth, it's wordless. There are no words to truly explain this, and this is why I say this all the time. This is experiential. It is something that you will feel. This is consciousness. This is the truth of your consciousness, of the conscious of your being expressed in a way that you are now experiencing it consciously, rather than somewhat unconsciously as you've been in the sleeping state up until your awakening. So, as we are everything and nothing and all that is in God's source creation, experiencing itself, as we are as within, so without, whatever we are holding within us, we are seeing a reflection come back to us. As we are creating our reality in this way, we are the projector, we are the writer, we are the director, we hold the script. We wrote the script before we incarnated here, right? And now we're playing that out. Do we have some free will in regard to what we're playing out here and there? Yes, we do. That's how we get trapped and looped up in karmic situations and in lessons and going down the same road over and over and over and over again, right? We have the free will to do that. We have the free will to continue to stumble. But the script is the script, right? The script is the script. Can we change it mid-script? Sure, with the higher self, not with the ego though, right? Not with the mind. The higher self that is us. And so in saying that, what we are releasing when we're going through a twin flame ascension awakening path is the programs that have caused suffering. It's the patterns that have caused suffering. It's the belief systems that have made us feel unworthy. It's the belief systems that have made us feel rejected, abandoned, not good enough. The whole thing, on and on and on, right? That is what we're letting go of. That is what we're kicking to the curb. That is what we are, being like, no, sorry, I don't have time for you. I can't play the game with you, pattern, program, wounding. I can't play the game with you anymore. I'm not vibrating where you are anymore. You raise your vibration, it's just coming back into the remembrance of what you are. You're not raising anything. You're just removing the layers and the masks that have blocked you from the truth of what you always have been. But when you come back into that awareness, you come back into that vibration, everything around you shifts as well, right? As within, so without. So again, you get where I'm coming at here, guys? This isn't about, let me push the masculine away so that I can do all of these things. It's let me excavate what the masculine is reflecting back to me. Let me pay attention to what the masculine is reflecting back to me, because what the masculine is reflecting back to me is what is causing my suffering. What the masculine is reflecting back to me is what has been keeping me going round and round and round in loops, right? It's not the masculine that's causing this. It's not the masculine that needs to get pushed away and all of that shit that I just talked about, right? That's saying that the external reality has more strength and more power and more wherewithal than the truth of what I am within me. I am pure source consciousness. You are pure source consciousness. We are a pure source consciousness having an experience in form. I am that. We're releasing the program that is telling us that we are not that. We are releasing the program that is telling us that we are suffering, that we are rejected, that we are unworthy, that we are not good enough, that we do not have abundance, that we need to strive and try and hope and yearn and look and seek. All of that. That's what we're letting go of. And as we let go of that, the external reality and everyone in it, including the masculine, shifts. They shift in order to reflect what we are holding within. This isn't about pushing the masculine away. It's not about pushing anybody away. If you decide at some point that you have outgrown a situation or a person or a relationship or a job, great. That's great. That's your wherewithal, right? I'm not saying that everyone needs to be with the physical masculine. That's not what I'm saying. You come into inner union, yeah, things move around a little bit. Your perception shifts. You are now operating from unity consciousness at that point. You are operating from oneness and unconditional love. And therefore, your external reality will be reflecting that. And you will be operating from a different vibratory state than you are prior to you coming into unity consciousness again, right? So it's not about saying that you need to choose the masculine. That's not what this video is about. It's not saying that the physical masculine needs to be around you. That's not what this is about either. What it is saying is that, again, we're putting the cart before the horse. I think the saying goes, putting the cart before the horse in this situation where we're saying and we're thinking that as soon as we push the masculine away, we keep the masculine at bay, we block the masculine, we do all of these things, then we're going to be better, because then we're only going to be able to focus on ourselves and we'll become into embodiment. It's basically saying that the masculine is the damn problem. The masculine is the same essence as you, the same unified field. It's you experiencing itself as two in form. To release you from the actual perception of wounding, suffering, programming, patterns, right? It isn't about pushing the masculine away. This whole idea, this whole thing that we keep being taught is the opposite of what is actually happening. It's the reflection of the inner world that we are releasing. It's the inner world that is causing pain, strife, separation, division, unworthiness, all of the things that you are not, all of the things that we have experienced and we chose to experience when we came in to have this physical incarnation in this reality, for our growth, for our expansion, etc., etc. And so we need to have the awareness that we're changing, the lens of the projector. We are not, what's a better way of saying that? We're not changing the mirror. You're not going into your bathroom and breaking the mirror because you're annoyed with what you see, right? The mirror is only showing you what's within you. The masculine is only showing you what's within you. You release that, and the masculine shows you what's within you at that point. Same with everybody else, not just them, right? You shift, your external reality shifts. We need to continue to remember that this reality runs as within, so without, not the other way around. So it doesn't matter how often you push people away. If you're still running the same program, it's just going to show up. So even if you push the masculine out of your life, which is fine, you have the free will to do that, right? Somebody else is going to show up to show you the same wounding that you are holding within you. This is why you can be in physical separation from your masculine for months, years, and you're still going to get the triggers that you need to get. They're just going to come from other people, right? Because the path is still the path is still the path. It's still showing you where we have been creating our own suffering unconsciously. And now you're awakening to have the wherewithal that you aren't suffering, that you don't need to suffer, right? That you are consciousness experiencing itself, and you are experiencing self in separation. And now you're peeling back all the layers to reveal the truth of what you have always been, right? Which is love, which is the frequency of love. And it has nothing to do with whether or not the physical masculine is in your world or not. It has nothing to do with pushing the physical masculine away or detoxing from them or blocking them or ghosting them or thinking that you can't come into sovereignty or inner union or embodiment if they're around, or thinking that the only way that they're going to awaken at some point is if you push them away and pull your energy back and tamp it down and all of these sort of things. Right? We are energetic beings. We are pure source consciousness having an experience. And as within, so without. So, it's not about them. It's about you. It's always been about you. This whole path is for you. It's not punishment. You know, it feels like trials and tribulations. But it's like you chose to do this, and you didn't choose it to where you were like putting yourself in misery. You were actually choosing it to release yourself from that. You know, that's the thing, is like we get on this path and it feels like hell, and it feels like hell, and it's just awful, and why did I choose this, and blah, 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 blah. And all the while we're not seeing the paradox is that it's releasing you from that. It's the ego mind and the conditioning and the programming and the patterns that are making you believe that you are suffering through this, because all of that stuff doesn't want to be released. And so the masculine is coming around, and we are, you know, basically subscribing all of these things that we're feeling to them. You know, oh, you're bringing all this stuff up, so I don't want you around, because if you're not around, then I don't have to. Yeah, right? No. It's still going to be there. Somebody else is going to reflect it back. If it's within you, it's going to show up in some way, right? It's just, this is the way that we chose to experience this with our same self in this reality, the masculine. So again, doesn't mean you have to have your masculine around you all the time. I just want to make it clear that the masculine isn't the problem here. The masculine and anyone else can only show you what you are holding within you. And this path, the awakening path, is showing you all of that so that it brings you out of suffering, so that the true conscious nature of you releases itself from this experience of suffering. And so that now you can experience union and love and truth and wholeness and abundance again within this physical realm, because that is what you chose to experience. It's releasing you, right? It's bringing you into freedom. It's bringing you back into the remembrance that you are love, that you are that you are all of it, right? So the mind is attached to the physical masculine and what they represent. But the higher self is saying the masculine is here to show you what you're holding within you, because we are releasing this, because we no longer need to hold this, because we no longer need to experience this. That is the letting go on this path. It's not the masculine. It's all the stuff that's within you that's telling you that it's every other thing other than what's going on in here. Okay? So that's what I have for you guys. Open your heart space. Open your heart, right? We are a free flow state of love. That is what we are naturally. That is our natural state of being, is love and the frequency of love. It is not pain. And the awakening process is bringing you back into your natural state of love and is releasing you from pain. It's not trying to keep you there, right? It's not saying that you have to do all of these things and blah, blah, blah. It's just saying, release what you're not. We're showing you this. We're reflecting this back to you so that you release what you're not. It's time to take the masks off. That's all. We're just taking off the masks. And we've been wearing a lot of them for a long time. But now you can take them off and you can breathe again and you can feel relief again and freedom again, right? So that's what I have for you guys. I hope that you have an awesome day. And for those of you who celebrate the holidays, I hope you have a beautiful holiday. You guys have a good day.